Here at the Zombie Apocalypse Expo, and I'm here with Derwood, and we're going to be going over some stuff, man. For sure appreciate you letting me come out today and check this all out.
Well, we appreciate you coming.
I've had
it's a good opportunity for both of us, I think.
I think so too, and I've had a blast. Probably spent more money than I should have, but you know.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah, that's what always happens. First off, why zombies?
Well, my son actually got me involved with the zombie theme. He found a website called Zombie Tools, and they've got some knives and whatever. And I'm kind of into knives, a little bit of a nut about knives and guns, so I decided to get some of the knives. I really liked them, and a bit of a gun nut, as I said, and I hate going into the big city, Decatur, not Decatur, but Dallas and Fort Worth and Mesquite and all, and I decided, you know, let the guns come to me, and I'll choose from it that way. So decided that we would put on a gun show here. We spent a few months, my son and myself, putting it together, getting some advertising going, having some flyers made up, contacting the gun dealers and what have you to come on out here. And this is the first day of it, and it's so far it's been a pretty good day. So
Yeah.
I mean, and the zombie thing, you know, if you look at it, zombies are on TV every day. I mean, Allstate even has a zombie commercial that they push. So I don't know. It just seemed like a big idea. Let's run with it for a little bit, see what it does.
Yeah, may as well capitalize on the fat at hand anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was looking at all your staff, and you guys are just zombied out. I mean, it's a fantastic. I mean, you guys. It wasn't like you guys were like,
yeah.
You know, you guys really zombied out. So.
Well, I really have to give that credit goes to my wife Tanya, and kind of a bad situation, I guess, turned into a good situation. My son and I, as I said, came up with this idea. We decided not to let her know about it for a couple of months until we got things going. So then when we told her, she was a little upset, you know, and so we calmed her down, everything is good. And so she said, well, if you're going to do it, here's what you got to do. If you're going to call it the Zombie Show or whatever, she came up with the name Zombie Apocalypse Survival Expo. So we said, that's good, we can do that. And she says, but now you got to dress up like zombies. And so I thought, well, that's not really up my alley, but you know, what the heck, let's have a little fun with this and let's run with it. And so, yeah, I think we're having a good time. And even if we don't make any money, yeah, we've had a good time.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's, you know, kind of, you know, camaraderie, community, and having a good time.
Right.
And that's definitely something we want to see.
And, you know, you can't. I mean, it's always nice to see somebody smile. So 99% of the people that I've handed out the flyers to throughout the gun shows, you know, they may not come to it, but my God, they got a big old smile on their face. They go, goodness gracious, I've never seen something like that. So yeah, it's a good deal.
Yeah, I remember when I was in a gun show. That's how I found out about you guys. Is I was in a gun show, and one of the guys at the booth, he had one of those flyers, and I was like, dude, can I see that? And he was like, you can have it if you want. I got the information. I was like, yeah, thanks. So I took it home and folded it up and set it on my coffee table, and I gave you guys a call and kind of asked what it was at one point. And then you told me it was essentially like a gun survival knife show with zombie theme. And I was like, dude, I'm there. And so then I was like, hey, I need to interview you guys because, you know, I talk to you guys out there, and I wanted to bring them to you and bring you to them. And I was like, hey, is it cool? And you said yes. And I was like, dude, I'm all over this. I'm going to be out there, and we're going to have a good time.
Well, again, it's about having fun. You know, you can't go through life being a grump all the time. You got to get out there and do something that makes people smile. So
oh yeah,
that's what we're about.
I tell you what, I've probably been, you know, smiling ever since I got here. I got a permanent grin on my face. So I've been having a blast, and everyone out here has been real cool, and you know, just laugh and cut up with people. Everyone's real friendly.
Right.
Some of the other gun shows I've been to, and I've been to quite a few, that, you know, some people are a little sulky or whatever. Yeah. I hadn't really noticed any real sulkiness here like I have in some of the bigger gun shows.
Well, that was one thing that my son put up there. He goes, hey, look, if we get a grumpy guy that comes in and wants to do something, let's just tell him no. You know, so we've turned a few people away because we don't want to mess with the grumps. You know, we want it to be light, cheery, have a good time. Hopefully you sell your wares, make you a little money, you want to come back. So that's where we're at.
Yeah,
that's what we're looking for.
Well, I tell you what, as a consumer, because I've been in here shopping too much probably, I've been in here shopping, and you know, talk to people and stuff, and it's like people are a little bit more interested in talking to you. You know, it's a little bit more of a you know, down home feel where they're friendly, versus well, this is why it's stuff, you need to buy it. You know, and there's not really that air here, and I like that.
Right.
So I come up like, hey, you know, what's this? They go, oh, check this out, and
Uh-huh.
they're really right on top of, you know, really explaining something to you, whether you buy it or not. They're just as happy to talk to you whether you're purchasing something or just talking to them for a minute.
Right.
So and I just really appreciated the atmosphere in general,
Mhm.
of just the camaraderie. I just thought that was pretty outstanding.
And we really like it. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking for. We just want to make sure that everybody is having a good time, that you don't have the person that's, you know, I know so much more than you, why are you even talking to me kind of thing. That's what we don't want.
Yeah, and,
So,
and that's one thing that, you know, I've seen at some of the other gun shows that
right.
were like that, and that's one of the really pleasant things about here is like, oh, wow, this is great. This is like a breath of fresh air. And putting zombies on top of that, dude, that's like the icing on the cake. That's having my cake and eating it too. So,
Good.
so I'm a huge zombie nut. So
Good.
I bought all kinds of crazy stuff. One of the things I bought, actually, I'll just show you because I can't help it.
Mhm.
Is a zombie attacking a girl. There's like 3 different kinds, and you know, just so you guys can see.
You got a crowbar after it.
Yeah, you know, so yeah, you can take this to the range, and these are, you know, some, you know, visual colors will pop up on it when you shoot the target, so you can try to shoot the zombie and save the girl. So,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
so I'm like, that's pretty cool. I had to pick that up. You know?
That's fun.
So, but I've been polling everybody, and
Right.
I've got a pretty good set of polls, and I was going to see if you might go ahead and take on the poll as well.
Sure.
In a zombie apocalypse, what would you prefer? 9mm 40 or 45 ACP?
I like the 45, and it's just a good round for me. I like it a lot. It seems to work for me. It's kind of my go-to caliber, so I really do like it.
Comfort zone,
Mhm.
just what feels right.
Right.
All right, well, if you had to choose between an AK-47 and an AR-15 in a zombie apocalypse, what would be your weapon choice?
Well, again, I like the AR-15s a lot. However, you have to start thinking in that kind of situation. It's kind of a, you know, it's a go time. You got to kind of make sure everything is going to happen. So I would probably go with the AK-47 just because it's a little bit more reliable than the AR-15. And also, you know, ammunition is going to be a little more, there's more AKs out there in the world than there are any other gun, so the common round for it is going to be more available than any other gun as well.
All right, so easier ammo find
Right.
and more reliability.
Right.
All right, well, how about any weapon that you wanted to put in your midst to go kill zombies in a zombie attack situation? You have to defend yourself with only one weapon. What would it be?
If I just had the one weapon and I couldn't get anything else, I would say I would go with it's a zombie tool. It's called the bone machete, and I like that for a lot of reasons. One reason, you don't have to reload, so you can you know, take care of business with a machete just as well with ammunition as with not. It also becomes a survival tool to help, you know, get you through the night, maybe create a fire for you, you know, chop up some wood and things to get you through the night to where it's warm and all. Maybe even have to make a lean-to, things like that. So I would say probably the machete. Yeah.
That's a perfectly valid point. You know, a lot of people in the zombie community always say, you don't have to reload a machete or a sword or a bladed weapon or whatever.
Right.
And you know, the fact that you can use it as a tool, that's a big bonus.
Just a big plus.
So what would be your zombie survival bug out plan or survival plan in general if you had a survival zombie apocalypse?
I've got a friend that has a bunker, and so bunker time would come very quickly, and I stay pretty good friends with him, so I would hopefully be invited to come to his place in such a time, so I could go there, help him, and help myself.
Bunker is the place to be. That's pretty awesome. So in general, what's your favorite caliber handgun and your model? Your favorite?
I like Kimber. I've had a lot of, and again, as I said, 45s in a handgun is really my favorite. Okay, the reason I like the 45 over some of the other calibers, a lot of them go faster, a lot of them supposedly do more damage or whatever, but you know, the 45 is tried and true. I have a friend of mine that used to be the sheriff here in Wise County, and he got into a firefight with a guy that was obviously on PCP. This was back, or I don't know if it was PCP, but he was obviously drugged, and it was back in the 70s, and they, at 20 paces, unloaded 357s on each other. Now, 357 is a huge round, okay? I mean, there's no doubt about it. That's a heck of a round. But after talking with Phil Ryan, he said, yeah, he said it kind of bothered him because he shot the guy and he hit him 5 times, missed him once, and went down. The very last bullet is when he went out and went down. Now, Phil got hit 3 times by the assailant. So I like the 45 because it's slower, it's heavier, and it packs a wad. It should take you down. You know, I'd be very, very surprised if 45 hit you once or twice and you didn't stop dead in your tracks. So that's why I like the 45.
That's a pretty good proof positive reason to like that round. That's for sure. Well, what about rifles? You know, caliber and platform of your rifle.
Well, if it's not for the zombie apocalypse, if it's just for, you know, play or whatever, I like 25-06, strictly because it's a faster bullet. There's some faster, but I like the 25-06, and then I use it in a single shot rifle, a Thompson Center, and just use that for basically to reach as far out as I can reach out. I'm not the best shot. I know a lot of people can shoot 1,000 yards with it and hit their target. And maybe I don't think I can. I'll probably do good at 500 yards to hit that, but I still like it because you can reach out further with it. So that's my fun toy.
That sounds right. Distance shooting is a lot of fun, that's for sure. So, bug out vehicle. What would be your bug out vehicle choice in a zombie apocalypse?
All right. I like the deuce and a halves. Military vehicles, the things I like about them is the engine. You're able to use multi-fuels on it, so if you can't get one, you can get another. You know, you have more mobility at that point. But I like to have it bobbed. I have one axle removed, and so now it's basically a really large pickup truck. And it's all 4-wheel drive, and you put oversized tires on it, and not a lot of places you can't get through with it, you know. So you could build a house on the back of it to where you could take that with you and just bug out wherever you wanted to go. So that's probably my choice vehicle. I don't have one, but I hope to get one someday.
That's all right. I like that a lot. I'll have to come back to you on a response on that, because that sounds good. We'll get the last question out, and then I'll jump back on that.
Okay.
Last question is, where would be, well, you kind of already answered this, but where would be your bug out, or your base of operations, your safe haven for the zombie apocalypse?
Well, of course, the bunker issue would be probably the best place to go, but if that's not available, I just want to get as far away from basically civilization as possible. And that means I don't want to be in an urban area. I want to be out in the woods and the sticks, away from everybody else, where I can make my decisions that are going to affect me and my family. I know a lot of people will tell you that combined thoughts and combined minds will make the better decision, and I've never been a big fan of that. I think I can fend for me and my family in the wilderness much better than a group of people could fend for us in the wilderness. So I would just bug out to the farthest place I could go where there's nobody, and make myself lean-to and live there for whatever time I needed to.
All right, sounds good. Now back to your VOV.
Okay.
Your deuce and a half. So you want to bob it. Well, what if you didn't bob it? You know how, like, have you watched Doomsday Preppers at all? Those guys that build that Doomsday Prepper storage container castle in the middle of the desert. If you had a storage container